Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today, we're going to go ahead and talk about the two swing trades that I went ahead and closed today. Over the last two videos on this channel, we have talked in very great detail of my Nvidia swing trade and my AMD swing trade. Last week, we made a video about Nvidia. We talked about how we think this could move back to all-time highs, or at least have some strength in the short term due to some technical levels, and I was very open with the positions that I was holding. That position closed today for a fantastic profit. On Monday of this week, I made another video talking through and detailing the AMD swing trade that I was sitting in, and today I went ahead and I closed that as well for about a 258% profit. So in today's video, I just wanted to let you guys know that those positions have been closed, profits have been realized, and we're going to do a little recap of both the Nvidia and the AMD swing trade. Of course, tomorrow we have CPI, which has a lot of uncertainty, so I felt like today was the right time to lock up those gains and re-look at these positions tomorrow after we get that uncertainty out of the way. So let's go ahead and recap these trades today. Let's close this chapter. Let's close these two positions, and let's move on to the future opportunities that we may have after tomorrow. Press that like button, subscribe to the channel. Let's jump right into it. So guys, the first thing I want to do here is I want to pull up my broker for you guys to see full transparency here. The two positions that I did fully realize today, you can see right here. One of them, the AMD July 12th 170 call, realized about $9,600 on that trade. And then the next one, that Nvidia July 12th 128, realized about $7,500 on that. And then finally, the AMD 180 realized about $1,700 on that. So all in all, just about a $20,000 profit across AMD and Nvidia, the two trades that I talked in great detail here on the channel, both Monday and last week. So pulling up TradeZella, where we do all the journaling for our trading, you guys can see this is a $9,600 profit, 273% return. Got in these last Friday right here around $3.50 with about 10 contracts. I'll go ahead and zoom in a little bit so you can see that. So we have a 10 contract entry around 350, and I scaled those out today around 13, high 12s to low 13s is when I started to scale out. You can see right here where my scale outs on the options chart. This is when AMD started to hit that $174 or $184 level is where I did start to take my profits off. Now, of course, we did reach to a high around 17, but I was very happy to start scaling out of this position, taking the profits and realizing this gain. So if you guys watched my last video, this was a video on Monday. We talked about AMD. We talked about the stair-stepping upside move that has been going on. We had that ultimate target at $184 per share, and the $184 per share level proved to be the level that had a little bit of difficulty today. So if we go out to that daily chart, we can see right here, $184 was a previous major rejection spot. 184, 184, 184, 184. This is going to be a monster level for AMD moving forward, and this was really just the level that I wanted to see AMD push into. I don't feel like messing with AMD getting through this level quite yet. If we get above it in the next few days and we hold above it, then I'll look to re-add into this trade. But for now, I think this is a fantastic target. And with every trade, guys, I think it's very important to have those realistic targets and to make sure there is at some point, somewhere, to lock up this trade. So what I want to do here is I want to give you a little update over the last few trading days, because I would recommend you go watch that video for Monday. But there is a few updates that I want to show you as to why I held from yesterday into today, right? So yesterday, which was Tuesday, into today, what was the reason I did maintain this position? And the biggest reason why was this $174.55 level. Now, why is that important to me? So if we go back to the 1 hour chart and we zoom out, we are going to see that that is a major previous high on AMD. So we're going to go to this 1 hour chart. We're going to go ahead and take a look. And we can see right here, we had a major high at $174.55. Now, in my last video, we talked about how to maintain a position. We talked about what we want to look for to continue to hold. And we talked about how if we're making previous highs into new lows, we should continue to maintain the position. So starting from down here, which was $163, we had a previous high at 163, which turned into support. Then we had some previous highs here at $170 that turned into support last week and into Monday of this week. The next level was right here at $174.55, which we can see yesterday on Tuesday of this week again held as a new support. So even though AMD was pulling back most of the day yesterday, I maintained the position. And the reason for this is because right here yesterday, we saw a very clear double bottom come into the stock around midday to later day. We saw that very clear hold at around $174.55. And the importance of this, once again, and we can go back to the 4-hour chart here. If we zoom in on this 4-hour chart, we can see how clear we had a previous rejection at this level at $174.55, and it turned into an all-day support. So this was the biggest reason why I held from yesterday into today, and you can see that that decision right there made a huge difference in the ability to profit on this trade and brought us to our ultimate target of $184. So right there is a fantastic example, once again, of a break and retest. The thing that I look for more than anything, breaks of key rejection points, retest them, and see if they turn into support. So we can see right here, previous major high, that is our rejection point, that turned into support yesterday. Now, I want to sort of talk about the mindset of time frame, right? Because in this trade, I was a swing trade. This was a swing trade. So the retest might not just be on a 2-minute, 5-minute chart. If we're thinking longer term and we're looking to extend a trade and looking to hold longer for potentially more profits, and we have that longer term mentality, sometimes a break and retest is something we need to watch on the 4-hour or on the daily chart, right? Something that may materialize over a longer time frame. So yesterday, even though we were pulling back in the short term, right, we can go into yesterday's price action. This is yesterday's price action. And even though I did sit through some drawdown yesterday on this position, right, we can see we were moving lower. And what I can actually do here is I'll go ahead and pull up TradeZella, and we can look at the running P&L. So right here, I believe this is, and yeah, you can see right here, right, from around 6,100 to around 3,600. So I gave back about $3,000 on the pullback from yesterday, right? That pullback from yesterday made me give back about $3,000. However, we are not trading with a P&L, right? We're not trading with the P&L. We are not exiting positions because we are giving back profits. We're trading with the levels on the market. So yes, while AMD was pulling back yesterday, we need to be able to zoom out and understand, where is it pulling back to? Are we still above key levels? Are we above a level that could turn into a strong hold level and potentially extend the profits on this position? So we saw we had that 174.55 level, and all day yesterday we pulled back and we held it, making me want to hold this position again, right? This is what AMD did all of last week and all of this week. So if we go into the 15-minute chart, we can see we had that 163 level turned into support. We had that 170 level and that 100 SMA turn into support. We had that 174.55 level, previous high, into support and into support again, right? So we saw that stair-stepping upside move, and yesterday, that hold of 174.55, again, proving to be the level that we need to continue to maintain the position above. Now, this morning, we did get some positive news out of AMD, which, of course, is just a fantastic thing to add on to the nice hold yesterday of 174. We saw that nice pop into the morning open, and this is where I started to take off my profits. The reason why I did take off the profits today, even though, of course, there could be more upside here on AMD, is just, of course, for a few reasons. Number one, I know this is a major rejection point. I know that we've had a daily chart multiple high at this level, and we did see AMD today have some struggle getting above that level, right? So we can see here on the 5-minute chart, if we look at AMD, take a look at this AMD intraday. We did get a squeeze above it, but ultimately failed back below. And once we got back below, AMD could never get back above. So that 170 or that 184 level seems to be a very tough level on that daily chart, and we can see how it reacted on the intraday. So for me, that's a fantastic opportunity to get out of the position and lock up profits. Tomorrow, we can go ahead and see, does AMD now turn this level into a support? And if so, that could be our new long entry. So very interested in looking at this again tomorrow. On top of all of this, we have CPI in the pre-market, so there is really no reason to be this over-leveraged and this extended on a position up almost 300%. Holding it through CPI, I think, is just a little bit sort of greedy and sort of irrational, in my opinion. And I think this is a fantastic time to lock up those profits. If you want to get more detail about this trade, before it happened, before today, Monday, we talked about this in fantastic detail, the entire trade, why I was holding it, why I entered it, the levels to watch. Everything was gone over on Monday. Go watch that video. I hope that that video combined with this video can show you how this can work and show you how the strategy did work out. So the next trade we're going to review here is Nvidia. You guys can see we had that 75% profit on Nvidia, about $7,500. My first entry was on Friday of last week, and you guys can see I added some on Monday of this week, which was July 8th, and I exited today, all out today, for about a 75% gain. My video before Monday, which was the AMD trade, we talked about, and you can see the title of it. I'll go ahead and pop it up on the screen. Keep this stock on your radar. This was Nvidia. This was when I entered this trade. This is why I was interested in Nvidia. And let's go ahead and do a quick recap and talk about why I think Nvidia still has potentially more upside, but also why I did go ahead and wrap up that position today. So we talked about in that previous video a few key levels on Nvidia that we were very much paying attention to. And the first one, more than anything, was that $120 demand. Let me go ahead and just clean up this chart for a second. You guys can see right here, we had that very clear 120 demand that Nvidia was pushing off of. We had that downtrend that was very clearly broken right here. This is back on Wednesday, July 3rd. We had that downtrending move, and we saw that big breakout. Last week, we made a video about this breakout on Nvidia and how it could result in further upside on the stock. We talked about how important it would be for AMD to break and hold above this $129, $130 level. So we did get that squeeze through 130 or up into that 130 level through the downtrend. Over the next few days, we had a clean pullback. Now, why did I not exit the trade after the big push, right? After the big push, and we hit that supply at around 129, 130, and the next few days we saw that pullback. Why was I not exiting? And this goes back to really understanding your levels and understanding the break and retest and the stair-stepping structure upside that we need to be paying attention to. So we can see right here that $125 level. And if we go ahead and look at this this 30-minute chart, we can see that we had a very clear high at around $125. We also had that daily 20 SMA. So on Wednesday of last week, we got that squeeze to the upside. Right here, you guys can see we got that big squeeze to the upside right into that 129, 130 rejection point. Over the next few days, we saw that downside move. Now, that downside move does not instantly take us out of a position. What is the level that needs to become a higher low to validate that this stock could potentially stay higher? We need to stay above the previous pivot high, right? So this was our previous high, $125. What did we do? We had a break. We had a retest. We turned that previous high into a new low, which continued this rally to the upside. On Monday of this week, once again, you saw us go ahead and test that 129 level. We had a little bit of consolidation, right? But we never broke under anything of significance, right? So I continued to hold on Monday. On Monday, I had very great profits. I had an awesome trade on my hands, but I didn't want to sell it yet, right? Because nothing broke. The strategy didn't break. The setup didn't break. Everything about the trade was still valid. So I'm going to stay patient, right? So right here, we see that 125. We see that break. We see that rejection at 130, 129. We see the retest. The retest held. Next day comes in. We hold near that 129. Maintain the position. Nothing broke down. Now, right here on Tuesday, yesterday, was the key hold that has now made me really profit on this position exactly how I really wanted to, right? This was it right here. It was this hold at 129. You guys can see the 129 level was the rejection on Wednesday and the rejection on Friday. This was also the rejection on Monday of this week. A very clear rejection at $129 per share. The break and retest. You guys can see we had a break of that level on Tuesday of this week. We went into the next rejection point of $134. When we pulled back all day And I mean all day, we pulled back. And I'll go ahead and pull up my running P&L here on Nvidia. So you guys can see my running P&L, right? I was at one point down about $1,600 as the position was pulling back, right? We saw that pulling back. We saw that pull back all day on Tuesday, and I actually ended up going into the red on this position. But again, I'm not trading with my P&L. Why am I not trading with my P&L? Because the market does not care about your P&L. The market cares about the levels on the chart. And if the trade is still valid, we have to continue to maintain. This is, of course, with a swing trading mentality. It depends on what you're trying to trade, but these two trades that we're talking about are swing trades. So we have to continue to hold as long as the setup is valid. If we're above that level and it's continuing to hold, we maintain. We do not exit a position because our P&L has gone from green to red, right? That doesn't make any logical sense in terms of what the market actually is doing. That is just a make-believe reason to exit a position. There's no actual structure on the market that's saying that you need to exit, besides the fact that you're emotional because you're losing money. So on Tuesday, yesterday, we had a very nice open, very big push to the upside right into that 133.80, and we started to fail the entire day. However, we never broke below the previous major rejection points. We never broke below Wednesday's highs. We never broke below Friday's highs. We never broke below Monday's highs. We pulled back to those highs, and we turned it into a perfection hold right there. Break, retest, hold of the previous highs, and my patience and ability to hold that position through that little drawdown is the reason why I profit on it today, right? Right there. You can see it right there. The reason why I end up profitable on this trade is because I did not sell and panic on downside. I stuck to the game plan. I stuck to what I needed to see, right? And that was the hold of 129. And intraday, we can see yesterday, if we go to the intraday trading, right here, yesterday intraday, we saw that exact 129 level turn into the low a day. And since that point, we can see Nvidia basically just grinded higher from that point. A beautiful hold and a beautiful profit today on Nvidia. And I just wanted to go ahead and once again recap these two trades, give you some insight as to what I'm doing with these positions, which I am fully out, but give you another reminder of how I traded these with these technical levels. Go watch the video from Nvidia. Go watch the video I made previously on AMD. Use that analysis, that sort of pre-analysis, and then watch this video, right? And see how that sort of connects. I think it's a very good series, almost like a little series for you guys to watch. The before, the after, and how the analysis held up, and how we can repeat this time and time again to set up our trades and to profit on these moves. Right here, you can see Nvidia still going up in the after hours. And tomorrow, you guys can see right here, right? Look at what Nvidia did just in the short term. Look at Tuesday's highs. That is yesterday's highs at 133.80. Take a look what Nvidia did later day today. It turned that level into an exact low, right? Yesterday's highs into an exact low late day today. Another extremely telling hold that could be an opportunity, right, to trade this stock. We continue to look for this every single day. And another major reason, like we talked about in the video on AMD, why I continue to hold these trades is, again, the market strength. And what did the market do today that makes it even more confidence, gives me even more confidence to continue to hold? Here was yesterday's highs on the S&P 500 futures, and look at how today the S&P 500 held above yesterday's highs perfectly. Previous day rejections, previous major rejections into perfect lows today. That gives you that confidence to hold those positions. Continue to look for these levels. I hope that the videos from last week and from Monday and today, I hope you can combine those three videos to hopefully gain some education on the three trades that I took. Once again, I'll go ahead and pull up my broker just so you guys know this is 100% real, 100% legitimate. There are the trades right there, straight from my broker. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, press that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you want to trade live with me every day, where these trades were talked about every single day, and the swing trades were alerted in our swing trade group, make sure to check it out down below. Press that like button, subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace out.